Afghan lady news now, and well, Afghan women have got it pretty sweet, Andy, where access to heroin is concerned. Unfortunately, where everything else is concerned, they are in an oppressive whirlpool of pain. While things have certainly improved for women since the Taliban ran the country, well, you know, they didn't run the country so much as they gripped the country in a fist and squeezed it until the pips came out. But unfortunately, regarding the Taliban and their attitude towards women, there are fears that particular reactionary rooster may be coming back home to roost. The Taliban attitude towards women is literally prehistoric, as we all know, in that they think women should live in caves and be beaten with sticks. And their Moorish misogyny is rearing its bearded head with the news that the Afghan government has requested that female television presenters don headscarves and avoid heavy makeup, which has pissed off journalists who argue that the move is proof the authorities expect the Taliban to regain a share of power when the Americans leave.
There is a slight angle on this story, John, in that apparently female television presenters in Afghanistan were already wearing headscarves and avoiding heavy makeup.
Right.
And it was really, this is a suggestion that the government is just pandering to the Taliban. It's not as if Afghan lady newsreaders had been coming on telly looking like Joan Collins in Dynasty. They've been pretty much keeping things under control. I've never really liked the Taliban, John. I mean, I don't want to offend any Taliban fan. I don't think I'm going out on too much of a limb here, but I would personally wouldn't vote for them unless they promised me at least a 2p in the pound income tax cut. And that, for someone living in a Western democracy, that is about as hostile as it's possible to get. But they just don't seem like the kind of guys, John, who would be much fun on an evening out in the snooker club, the Taliban. They just sit there in the corner complaining about how colourful the balls were and then casually leafing through a catalogue of global artistic monuments and circling the ones they'd most like to knock down. Just not my kind of people, John. As the old Frank Sinatra song goes, Taliban and women's rights go together like a horse and a French restaurant. If I'd had your vocal range, I could have sung that, John.
I just don't understand why you didn't. It's not about singing it well, Andy. It's about singing it loudly and with confidence. There have been many, many examples of pressure on the press in Afghanistan over the last year, including throwing acid on a veteran Afghan journalist and preventing a Turkish soap opera from being aired. And presumably, those are the two ends of that particular suppressive spectrum. Preventing a soap opera from being on TV and throwing acid in someone's face is a situation escalating very quickly.